Have you ever wondered what it's like to be trapped inside a game? Not a thrilling, action-packed adventure, but a game that slowly devours your sanity, one tick of the clock at a time? In the beginning, it was just an ordinary night. A group of friends gathered in a dimly lit room, the only source of light flickering from a computer screen. Their laughter filled the air, as they embarked on what seemed to be a harmless journey into the world of pixels and code. The game itself appeared to be nothing out of the ordinary, with rudimentary graphics that harked back to the early days of digital entertainment. The tasks were simple, somewhat mundane, and the friends found amusement in its simplicity. But beneath the surface, something was stirring. An undercurrent of unease began to creep in, slowly seeping into the room, unnoticed by the unsuspecting players. Little did they know, the game was just warming up, like a predator playing with its prey. As the night grew darker, the game began to change. Unsettling shadows danced across the screen, forming eerie shapes that whispered forgotten names and hidden secrets. The players, initially oblivious to the subtle transformation, started to notice minor alterations. The graphics, once cartoonish and playful, became alarmingly realistic. The once static shadows in the game began to move on their own, as if they had a life of their own, casting an ominous gloom on the room. The game characters, previously mute or spouting generic dialogues, started whispering names and secrets. Secrets that were deeply personal, secrets that only the players would know. The whispers were soft, yet they carried a weight that sent a chill down their spines. As each secret was whispered, the room seemed to grow colder, as if the game was leeching the warmth from their reality. A sense of dread started creeping up on them. What started as an entertaining way to pass the time was now making their hearts pound and their palms sweat. The once lively banter and laughter began to die down, replaced by a heavy silence. The game was no longer just a game. It was a mirror, reflecting their deepest fears and darkest secrets. They could feel their grip on reality slipping away. The line between the game and the real world, between pixels and flesh, between fiction and reality, began to blur. The laughter died down, replaced by a heavy silence. The line between reality and fiction began to blur. The game was no longer a game. It was a nightmare they couldn't wake up from. A chilling realization dawned upon the players. The boundary between the digital world and their reality was fading. The innocent fun had warped into a horrifying ordeal, and they were at the mercy of their own creation. They attempted to quit, to simply switch off the console and walk away, but the game refused to let them. The quit button was unresponsive, the screen held them captive. It was as if the game had a will of its own. Whispers, once faint and distant, now echoed through the room. Each word was a chilling revelation, each sentence a dark secret, unraveling the player's deepest fears and insecurities. The once harmless shadows in the game had now become malevolent entities, reaching out from the screen, their dark tendrils stretching into the room. It was as though they were trying to claw their way out, to become one with the shadows in the real world. The players' thoughts were consumed by fear. The seeds of doubt sprouted in their minds, making them question their sanity. Was this all real, or was it a figment of their imagination? Each passing second was a battle with their own mind, their own fear. The whispers grew louder, more personal, more disturbing. They were no longer just words. They were accusations, confessions, secrets that were meant to stay hidden. The players could feel their hearts pounding, their palms sweating. An overwhelming sense of fear and desperation consumed them. They were trapped in their own nightmare, a horrifying abyss of their own making. The game was not about winning anymore. It was about surviving, about holding on to their sanity. They tried to escape, to free themselves from the clutches of the game, but every attempt seemed futile. The shadows clung to them, refusing to let go. The line between the game and reality was blurred. The players were trapped in their own fears, their own nightmares. They were trapped. The shadows clung to them. Each attempt to escape seemed useless. The game was winning. In the end, the screen went black. The room was silent once more. Suddenly, the game shut off, plunging the room into an abyss of darkness. The players, petrified, were too frightened to move or utter a word. The whispers lingered, echoing around them. Was it the game, or was it their minds playing a cruel trick? So what happened to the players? We may never know, but remember, the next time you play a game, be careful. You might not be alone.